Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and controversial figures in Roman history, Emperor Nero. Was he really a madman who burned Rome? Or was there more to the story? Let's explore the rise, rule, and fall of Nero in simple terms that make it easy to understand. Nero was born on December 15, 37 AD, as Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus. His mother, Agrippina the Younger, was the great-granddaughter of Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, and a power-hungry noblewoman. His father, Gnaeus Domitius Ahenobarbus, died when Nero was just 3 years old. After his father's death, Nero's mother married her uncle, Emperor Claudius. She skillfully manipulated her way into power and persuaded Claudius to adopt Nero as his own son. This made Nero the heir to the Roman Empire, ahead of Claudius' biological son, Britannicus. Agrippina was determined to make Nero emperor. She arranged for him to marry Claudius' daughter, Octavia, strengthening his claim to the throne. In 54 AD, Claudius mysteriously died. Many historians believe Agrippina poisoned him. At just 16 years old, Nero became the emperor of Rome. Surprisingly, Nero's early reign was quite promising. He was guided by wise and experienced advisors like the philosopher Seneca and the Praetorian prefect Burrus. Under their influence, Nero reduced taxes, supported the arts, and even banned capital punishment for a time. He was loved by the people. He gave speeches in public, lowered food prices, and held lavish games and performances to entertain Roman citizens. At this stage, many saw Nero as a benevolent and artistic ruler. But as he grew older, his desire for power and personal freedom clashed with the conservative Roman elite, and even his own mother. Agrippina wanted to control her son's rule, but Nero soon resented her influence. Their relationship turned sour. Nero began pushing her away from politics, and when she tried to assert her authority, he acted. First, he removed her from the palace. Then he plotted to kill her. According to the Roman historian Tacitus, Nero tried to kill Agrippina using a collapsing boat, but she survived. Finally, in 59 AD, Nero ordered her assassination. Her death marked a turning point in Nero's rule. From this point on, Nero's darker side began to emerge. After his mother's death, Nero became increasingly paranoid and unstable. He turned against anyone he saw as a threat. He had his wife Octavia exiled and later executed on false charges of adultery. He then married Poppaea Sabina, but even she wasn't safe. Some sources claim he kicked her to death while she was pregnant during a fit of rage. Nero also began to distance himself from his old advisors. Seneca, once his trusted tutor, fell out of favor. Eventually, Seneca was forced to commit suicide after being accused of involvement in a conspiracy against the emperor. Nero's focus shifted from governing to personal indulgence. He fancied himself an artist, poet, and actor, roles considered beneath the dignity of an emperor. He would perform on stage and force senators and nobles to sit through his lengthy musical performances, which often lasted hours. On the night of July 18, 64 AD, a massive fire broke out in the city of Rome. It raged for 6 days, destroying much of the city. The fire consumed homes, temples, and public buildings. Ancient sources like Tacitus and Suetonius suggest that Nero was at his villa in Antium when the fire began. He returned to the city and reportedly opened his palace gardens to shelter the homeless and organized food supplies. But rumors began to spread. Many believed Nero had started the fire himself so he could rebuild Rome in his own vision. The most infamous story says Nero played the lyre and sang while watching the city burn. Though widely told, modern historians doubt this account. Tacitus even wrote that it was likely a myth. To deflect blame, Nero pointed the finger at a small, obscure religious sect, the Christians. He accused them of starting the fire and launched a brutal persecution. Christians were arrested, tortured, and executed in horrifying ways. Some were torn apart by dogs, others were burned alive as human torches. After the fire, Nero began a massive reconstruction project. He took large sections of land, including areas destroyed by the fire, to build his extravagant golden house, the Domus Aurea. This grand palace included artificial lakes, rotating dining rooms, and walls covered in gold and precious stones. Nero claimed he was rebuilding Rome for the people, but many saw the palace as a symbol of his greed. The golden house stretched over 100 acres in the heart of the city. This project drained the Roman treasury, increasing taxes and angering the elite and the common people alike. By 68 AD, Nero's popularity had plummeted. Heavy taxation, widespread dissatisfaction, and his erratic behavior pushed many provinces to rebel. In Gaul, a governor named Vindex led a revolt. In Spain, another governor, Galba, declared himself emperor. Even Nero's allies turned against him. The Senate declared him a public enemy. Alone and abandoned, Nero fled Rome. On June 9, 68 AD, he took his own life with the help of a servant. His final words were reportedly, "What an artist dies in Nero's death." Nero's death ended the Julio-Claudian dynasty. Afterward, Rome was thrown into chaos, known as the Year of the Four Emperors. Nero's reputation has been debated for centuries. Ancient historians, often writing under later emperors, painted Nero as a monster. But modern scholars argue that some of these stories may be exaggerated or politically motivated. Was Nero truly insane, or was he a product of a corrupt and brutal system? Whatever the truth, Nero remains one of history's most infamous rulers, a name forever linked with fire, music, and madness. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Nero's life, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical stories. Comment below, do you think Nero was truly mad, or just misunderstood? Let us know what story you want us to cover next.